Anyway, it's dry conditions, so we'll start deployment. And this is a looks like a barbarian-esque little village, which is new as well. I haven't been into one of these before. The villages I've conquered in the past have all been part of the Etruscan League and therefore quite Romanesque in their makeup. So this is another new experience. So, okay, well, let's have a look at the army makeup. It seems to be perfectly reasonable. We have our Velites on the front lines, we have our Hastati, our rawer recruits, if you will, at the front. Following in behind are the more experienced Principes. And then the Triarii at the rear, the experienced veterans. Also the spears. The flanks, the horses, and then of course we have the Velites there. No, I've them there. Alright, and our general. Scipio. Now Scipio isn't a zealous general like the others have been. He's a more of a tactician, he's cunning, so he's going to be watching from afar and making sure that his men do what they need to do. Don't expect to see him getting involved in hand-to-hand combat too often. And he doesn't have, he has second wind as a power, if you want to call it that.
When in skirmish mode, troops of...
Who the hell turned them back on?
General!
Listen to their utter, complete nonsense. Right, I'm going to lock the group. I think it's Control G, and get these men into position. Can't see where the enemy is right now, but, well, to be quite frank with you, my dear, I don't give a damn. And we'll get them walking, because running is a waste of energy. Right, so what do we have? We have some Celtic spearmen type things. We have a town square, and we have some slingers. Of course, our Velites should make mincemeat of them, I think. 2 reinforcements on the ships. And of course, look at this. These are our these are our allies. These are our allies. These are the short swords of another faction. I think these must be these must be the, was it called the Veneti? This must be them. So, seeing as I've launched the attack, this is going to be really, really cheap. But why should I waste my Roman lives if I've got some allies that are going to do the fighting for me? Certainly not what you want to see, I don't think. You don't want to see Rome standing back whilst other people do the dirty work, but it makes sense really, doesn't it? If they're going to go head first into the lines, why should I waste Roman men? I won't stand back completely. I'll keep marching towards my destination at the speed I was going. I'm not going to rush, and if they get there before me because they're eager, well then that's their problem. I just hope that if they take this town square, the city doesn't go to them. I initiated the attack, so it shouldn't do. That would be a bit of a bummer if they sort of nabbed it from me. Picked my pocket. These houses are rather unfortunately placed. They're messing up my lines. Look at this. Who would have thought it, eh? Celtic warriors, barbarians some would call them, and organised Roman legions, side by side, or soon to be side by side. Or maybe they want to attack without me going in first, or maybe they will. Their slingers are rushing on in. Well, we'll give them some Velites support, why not? Velites, provide assistance. They're going into position. We'll get them there a little bit quicker. Out there. So this is the first battle I've had since patch 3 actually. Patch 3 beta. And of course patch 3 beta and patch 4 they've done a bit of altering to the battle system in terms of morale and hit points and things to make the battles last a bit longer. So this is going to be fun to see. So we're going to get the flaming shots on. And we're going to get... We could actually take them down the side. Well, if they're attacking from this side, maybe we should go down and flank provide some flanking support. That would be a good idea. I think I like that idea better. Provide some flanking support. Yeah, backside's over there. On the double, please. You know, Scipio is a bit of a pedantic micromanager, Mr. Cunning. Once you all doing what you need to be doing, barking orders, get yourselves round, quick sticks. Well, they're actually flanking themselves. They've got half their army going down this way, and they've got their skirmishers sort of keeping these guys busy. This is quite a good tactic from our allies here. They're all bunching up here and facing arrow fire, so yeah, this... Come on, get round quickly. Get round quickly. Let's get up close and personal to the action here. See how it's working out. Barbarian on barbarian here. The more barbarians that die, the better. Because ultimately, we're going to be. This actually makes more sense. I know it's a bit of a cheap thing, but if these guys lose some men in this fight, more men than me, of course, I will be trying to take their lands very shortly. So this is definitely the tactic to use. Just sit back and watch as these two wipe each other out. We take this land. They're weakened for the next attack. It makes perfect sense. I'm almost tempted to just pull everybody out and just let them maul each other to death.
Missiles awaiting targets.
But we'll have some fun as well.
Loose.
Let's go. Oh yes, and apparently in patch 4 some of the units now have loose formation, which has been added, which hasn't been there before. So there you go, look, there's loose spacing. Recently added in patch 4 beta. It's made a return. And my men are suffering some shots here. We're going to put them in testudo formation. Why the hell can they reach from over there? It's quite a long distance. Let's put them in loose formation. And testudo. That should keep them safe. No. Oh, we've got some Celtic tribesmen sort of trying to keep my skirmishers at bay. Maybe we should just take one unit of elite troops down this side. How's it going? Everybody dying here? Yes? You got some people dying? Enough people are dying yet? Not quite. Keep going, guys. Keep killing. Flaming javelins here into the Celtic tribesmen. That's what we like to see. Lovely, lovely. Into their backs as they run away. That's it. Anybody dying? Yes, he's dying. We like to see dying. We like to see death and destruction here. Flaming javelins. Some more Celtic skirmishers here. Oh, we've had our morale sapped or something. Come on, keep peppering them.
Brave Romans to a man!
That's it, keep peppering. Alright. Hold off the fire. Hold off the fire. Hold off the fire.
Sons of Mars!
Sons of Mars, that's it. Fight! They're shattered and routing. I think we'll just take the village square. Thank you for doing the hard work for us, guys. We really appreciate it. But yeah, we're going to now take the... Oh no! Continue. Run them down like dogs. Don't let them escape. Run them down. Do something. What we'll do is we'll take the town square just to confirm that this is going to be Roman land. Wouldn't it be great if we could turn on these guys now? Treachery in the battlefield itself. They've helped us to victory. We're celebrating. We're all cheering and waving. These guys here cheering and waving with them. They're all drop their guard, and then Scipio orders the command straight into their backs, mauls them all to death. Their main army's gone, and the door to Medlan lay open. That would be something else. But no, it's not going to happen. We'll celebrate with these guys this day, but in the next few days, something may go awry. Right, I think all that has been killed is being killed, so we're going to end it there, and we are going to enjoy a lovely victory, courtesy of the Veneti. We lost 4 men. We mourn their loss. We do indeed. I'm not saying that mockingly. I am mourning the loss of Roman soldiers here. We could have got away from that fight with no losses if we wanted to, but we got a few kills. Lovely. Now, I don't know if they've patched this or not yet, the fact that if we have taken the Ligurians' last land, are they going to be gone, or do we have to run down all of their armies? That seems to me like a ludicrous thing to do, but let's see what happens. We're going to occupy, we're not going to loot, we're not going to plunder, we're not going to subjugate. We're going to take everything for ourselves. Unless somebody can provide me with a good reason not to.
Waiting for orders.
Military tradition, the dagger of Rome. Have earned one. Right, so good old Scipio, as I said, word has reached Rome now that good old Scipio, the tactician, has taken Genua, and in a stroke of genius, because he is a tactician of course, he's managed to get the blades of the hell. It's not the, oh, I got the clans mixed up, it's not the Veneti, it's these ones, it's the Helveti. He's got the Helveti, the nearby Helveti tribe that was sort of meandering down. He's managed to get them to assist him, and not only that, but he's got them to assist him, and his army's not suffered a scratch. I bet good old Quintus Cornelius Bassus is really having a bad day. This man is a scheming bugger, not to be trifled with, it seems. Anyway, so if we take a look at the province tab for this new location we are losing a minus 37 per turn, but that is only because of the fact that we have conquered it, which is minus 25. We'll lose that in the next one, but that will still give us negative 12 per turn. So first of all, we need to start getting some Roman culture in here, some Latin culture. So let's have a look at the buildings and see if we can sort that out. You see, these red signs here indicate that this building is not available to my faction, because it's obviously a building for their faction. So we need to change this, convert it over to our buildings. Similarly, with this fishing village, not available to my faction, we can convert it to one of our own. And same with this as well, the field. We have quite a bit of food, but because again this is looking like a province that we need to keep on side, especially when we start capturing more lands within here, this whole province is going to take a massive hit. So we could really do with converting it as quickly as possible to allow us to move on. I think we might convert the farm perhaps to a temple. We can dismantle it and build a temple, or we can convert it to one of our own farms. I think we're going to dismantle it and put a temple here. Convert that into one of our own fish farms, which we can't do because we can't afford it yet. We can either make it a trading port, a fishmonger's, or a docks. Trading port. I've not seen one of these before. What does it give us? Plus 5% wealth during the commercial stimulation edict. 240 wealth from maritime commerce, 120 wealth from local commerce. That's quite nice. What does the fishing do? Is that food? Yeah, it's mainly food, isn't it? The fishing. Seeing as we have a decent amount of food, I might actually put my very first trading port in here, when I can afford it. Seems like a good prospect. 2,600 for that. And we need to convert this into a Roman village. That's going to cost 2,000. So that's 5,000 in converting 2 buildings. That's quite pricey. So we need to save up for 2 turns. It's an expensive business, this expansion, it seems. Something that can't be done overnight in a flash in a pan. In previous Total War games you could march from place to place, storming through, not a worry in the world, but it seems like this is almost forcing you to be more selective in your expansion and just a little bit cautious. Anyway, Liguria, we have their land, but they still have some ships here, and they still have an army in the field here, so they're not completely destroyed, I don't think. Nope, they're still here. So that is not really an issue to me, because they're not. What they're going to do? They might throw their ships against us occasionally, but they're not going to take it with these pitiful forces. We could,
Ready for battle!
in the next turn, if possible, just auto-resolve this fight in here and try and whittle them down a little bit. Okay, so that's that sorted. New province in the midst, brought under our wing, and we need to save cash. So I suppose we need to end the turn. Right, we're going to dock our ships. That's another thing that's been highlighted, that we're going to start to need to build up our navy. We rely a lot on trade. A lot of trade comes over the sea, and we could really do with just having a bit of naval control here, especially if we're going at war with Carthage eventually. Can't afford to be caught with our drawers round our ankles on the naval front. And every Total War game I've played, from Medieval 2 all the way through to Shogun, I've really never been one for naval pursuits. So try and make it slightly different this time round. I think that's all there is to do. Struggling to think of anything else. I feel like I should be doing something more, but there's nothing more for me to do, really, is there? Yes, there is. According to that tooltip, the Dagger of Rome has got a tradition. Now, he is a strategist, and therefore, what is he going to strategize in? Skirmishing, hand-to-hand combat, siege engineering? Let's go for skirmishing. Skirmishing is more tactical, isn't it, than just brute hand-to-hand combat. Tactical use of his skirmishers, perhaps. It sort of works. So this is a Dagger of Rome. Should be called something else. Maybe the Javelin of Rome, or the Bow of Rome. Anyway, that's that sorted out.
We hunger for
There's a little icon here. What does this icon mean? This white icon. Does it mean that they've... I don't know. Weird. Oops. Anyway, now we definitely have completed all we need to complete this turn.
We have fine goods,
Okay.
and you doubtless have much that we would find desirable. So, are we to have trade?
No, we're not. As much as you provided a great help to us in the previous battle, I really don't want to trade with you. Really don't want to trade with you, because I'm going to be attacking you very soon. But breaking a trade agreement, is that considered a really nasty act? I don't think so. But they want us to pay them. I'm not one for paying, you know that by now. I'm not one for paying if I can get away with it. So let's just try normal trade. Excellent. They saw reason. It is good when people see reason. Here they come, throwing their ships against us. Sort of another kamikaze-esque end. We also have our good old friends, the Helvetii, once again, the Blades, lending a hand. Scipio, once again, opening his arms, saying, "Come on, my friends, come help us. We give you wine and we give you lovely women. Just help us." And they help us, blindly. When all the while, he's actually gaining insight into their leader's way of thinking, insight into their leader's strategy, so that when he comes to turn against them, he has the upper hand. Very cunning, this man, I tell you. Anyway, auto-resolve. Decisive victory? Of course. I'm going to even go aggressive against them. Their ships sink, which means they only have one army left as far as I can see. We won't... we could enslave them. How many captives do we have? Not many. And we don't have massive amount of slave population that's going to cause an issue. So an extra 179, just keeping things ticking over slightly, I think is a good idea. Just once every blue moon, get a few extra slaves. Okay, so it looks like somebody's leveled up. Probably our good friend, to spit on his name, Scipio. Dark deeds. The man His attempt... I assume this is all part of the same thing. That man that killed the boy to get the land, we've put him to death. He's now trying to get out of it somehow. Trying to use Roman law to save his miserable life. He claims that a Roman citizen should not be put to death with foreigners and slaves. We can change his sentence. We can do nothing. Or we can crucify him. Now, if I say do nothing, does it mean that the original sentence stands and I don't do anything about it? Does it mean that I do nothing and therefore he goes free? A little bit of a misleading thing. If the murderer isn't happy with fate, then have him thrown from the Tarpeian rock instead. I can't remember what we chose for him now. It was throw him off the rock, it was crucify, and there was a third option. I obviously picked the third option, and he's not happy with it. He's not happy to die in the fashion I deemed appropriate. Well, I'm sorry, but I am in charge here. I deemed you die in some fashion which I can't remember, and therefore you will remain dying in that fashion. Okay? Now go away. Trade agreement dissolved with the Vivisci. Trade with this valued ally is no longer maybe they've been extinguished. And although this is like a kick in the teeth to me, all the while my leader is languishing on his bed of injury, wailing and moaning, this guy is getting all the glory and increasing in rank. It's not nice. Yes, he's continuing to expand. Research complete as well, and alliance falls with Athens and Egypt. And yes, they've been destroyed. By whom, I wonder? So where's this army going? They're going here, and they're suffering attrition. Why are they suffering attrition? Is it because they're in the mountains? I don't know. Oh, there's an enemy agent as well. Who's this? The Nori, a war maiden. What can they do? Iron Maiden, who are you? Is she a spy? I think she might be a spy.